Hi, today we're going to talk about improving your speaking in English. So recently, I got a message from one of my learners who said that they were struggling with practicing English because, well, basically we're in lockdown. Um, they don't have any practice outside of class speaking English. And later, because of social distancing, they still won't really get much practice, and they're worried that their level of English is getting worse. This is a common problem, and I'm surprised no one has asked me about this before. Um, and even, generally, not just during lockdown, but some people are quite shy in speaking English, and so they find it really difficult to improve as a result of that. So let's talk about some tips that you can do to practice your English and help you improve. So firstly, reading and listening in English is really important. Now, yes, these are passive skills, whereas speaking is an active skill in English. But if you really practice these passive skills, the new vocabulary, the grammar that you read or hear will slowly stay in your mind. And when it comes to speaking, you'll be able to reproduce them. The more language that you get in your mind from reading and listening, the more you will have available to you when you try to speak. So reading and listening is really important. You can read books, you can read newspaper articles, magazine articles, blogs, anything, a recipe book, it doesn't matter. Read anything in English. Any new words you come across, write them down, look them up. It'll help you to improve and expand your vocabulary. You could read something you've already read in your own language. For example, if you've read Harry Potter in your language, try reading it now in English. Or maybe fairy tales, children's stories that you might have read in your language, read them in English. If you read something that's familiar to you, it's easier to guess the new words from the context. And that is an important reading skill as well. But it will really help you to become more fluent in reading and therefore have new words stay in your mind. You can listen to the radio, watch TV, watch some cartoons, listen to podcasts. These are all things that you can do to listen more in English and try to follow what you are hearing. At first, you might find it difficult to listen in English, but what you can do is watch films or programs with the subtitles on, but put the subtitles on in English, not in your language. So you're listening and reading in English. Any new words that you come across, you can write them down immediately, look them up later, and then add them to your vocabulary list. These tips will all help you to improve your reading and your listening and to build a good base for your vocabulary and your grammar when it comes to speaking. Now, what else can you do? Well, you can record yourself speaking. Pick a topic, any topic, it doesn't matter. Record yourself speaking and then don't listen to it, not for a couple of days. Listen to yourself after a day or two. You'll be able to spot your own mistakes. You'll be able to think about how you could have said something else to improve what you said. You might think of other ideas that you could have added. So recording yourself is really useful. And if you keep all your recordings, you can hear how you're improving over time. You can have conversations with yourself. Yes, people do say the first sign of madness is talking to yourself, but from a linguistic point of view, it is really useful. Just imagine any conversation with a shopkeeper, with someone in a restaurant, with a friend, a family member, it doesn't matter. Imagine a conversation, imagine what you would say in your mind and practice it. Improve on it. Think of ideas of what you could add to it, and these will give you confidence for when you have an actual conversation with someone. You can talk to your family in English. If you live with people or if you have friends or family that you have video calls with or phone calls with, maybe have a few minutes where you just speak in English. It could be a very basic conversation, and that's okay. You'll build your confidence to try speaking a little bit longer or talking about something a little more complex. You can call a classmate. Perhaps there's someone in your class who you get on with, who you think is quite nice, who you think you could have a conversation with. Exchange contact details, and maybe once a week have a short 5-minute call with that person where you just speak English about anything, the weather, something you watched on TV, what you're planning to do later that day, next week, for your next holiday, what you did earlier, anything. If you start by talking just for 5 minutes, you'll find that as the weeks progress, your conversations will get longer and longer. Maybe your conversations will become more frequent. Another thing you can do is make phone calls to order some food from a restaurant, from a takeaway, or to ask for information about a product or a service. Even if you don't need to get information about a product or service, you could still call just to have a practice conversation. I know a lot of students who have done this, and they've become a lot more confident in talking over the phone. Finally, the really important thing is don't be afraid of making mistakes. Making mistakes in a foreign language is natural, it's normal. The thing is, you will learn from your mistakes. You will hear your own mistakes and think, that's not what I should have said, or next time I must say this. Or somebody might correct you, or if you have a misunderstanding, you will know that, I said something wrong. I need to check. Okay? Don't be afraid. You will learn, you will improve. So try any or all of these tips, and I hope they help you. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like some help with.